Okay, I've opened up the Unity Hub here, and I'm going to go ahead and create a new Unity project. The newest version is 2019.2.14. Yours is probably going to be a little different, and that's fine. All I'm going to do here is just click New, and we'll call this project, I'm going to call it Unity, so we can tell it from the other folders in our project, and I'll just call this Vehicle. I'm going to put it in that folder where we have our project right here. I'll choose 3D because we want this to be a 3D project, and I'll click Create. And here we are. The first thing I want to do is import a couple of projects or assets from the Unity Asset Store, things that we're going to need as we go forward here. First of all, I just want the standard assets. I'm going to come over here to the Asset Store. It's going to connect. And then I'm going to type in standard assets. Here we go. I'll click on that. And here they are right here. Now, I've already downloaded this, so the button here just says import. You may have a button that says download, and once you click that, then you'll see import. So I'm going to go ahead and click import here. And this is everything that's going to be imported into our project here, and we don't need the vast majority of this. However, going through and trying to figure out what we do and do not need is going to take a long time, so I'm just going to click import and just bring it all in. It'll take a few moments here, but once it's imported, we'll be able to take a look at the folders that it brings in. All right, here we go. We've got this new folder here called Standard Assets. If we look in here, we've got things like vehicles, we've got cameras, characters, environments. There's just a lot of great things in here that can really help as you're beginning a project. So really the main thing we're going to be using from this are the cameras. So we're going to use one of their cameras here in the prefabs. We're going to use this multi-purpose camera rig. All right, so we've got our standard assets in here now. Let's also bring in the vehicle tools. Let's do that. Let's close this. Let's type in vehicle tools. And here we go. This is what we want right here. This too is a free Unity asset package. Once again, I've already downloaded this, so I'm going to click import. And it's going to say that it's going to overwrite current project settings. And this is why I'm importing this at the very beginning. I want to get this into an empty project, so whatever changes it's going to make, it's going to do up front and not cause a problem as I change things on down the road. So I'm going to click import and install. And once again, here are all the assets within this vehicle tools package. I'm going to go ahead and just import everything. And it's saying that the open scene has been changed. Once again, that's why I do this up front. I'll go ahead and click reload. And there we go. And you can see it's created these materials folders, models, prefabs, sample scenes. It's got a lot of assets in here. So once again, we'll be using some of this and not all of it, but the basic configuration tools are in here and we'll be using those. All right. And the last thing we need is a material for the glass. If you recall, I didn't create a material for the glass in Substance Painter, and we're going to need to do that here in Unity. So one of the free glass packages is this MK Glass. So just type in MK Glass, and we've got a paid version, which is on sale here, or a free version here. It's a good product, so if you do want to spend the money on it, I do recommend it, but for our purposes here, we only need the free version. So I'm just going to click import, and then import again. And here's that MK Glass folder here. All right, so we have all the packages imported that we're going to need. Let's go back to the Scene tab here. And now let's go ahead and create a vehicle tools system here in our project. And to do that, we can come up here to this vehicles menu item. When we imported the vehicle tools package, it created this menu up here. And we can go up to vehicles, say create skeleton, and then we can just click generate. And this will create a template with 2 axles and the default mass and other settings here. So we can just click generate and then modify things as needed. So I'll click generate, and there it is. That's it. Let me hit the X here, and if we scroll this down, we can see this is what it created, that car route. If I select it, you can then see the tires. There's the default cube and the tires that we're going to then parent each of our objects to. Now, we're also going to need a ground plane, something for this to sit on and roll around on. So let's go ahead and create a plane here. Let's go up to Game Object, 3D Object, and Plane. Let's do that. The position is at 0, 0, 0. That's good. The scale, we could probably increase the scale here. Let's take it up to 50, and then 50 in the Z here as well. There you go. So that's kind of big. That'll be plenty of room. Now, one thing I should mention here is that in Unity, the navigation is a little bit different than it is in Blender. To move around, you really just use the Alt key, whereas in Blender, you use that middle mouse button for everything. For this here in Unity, you use the Alt key. So you press Alt and left click to tumble, Alt middle mouse button to pan, and Alt right mouse button to zoom, and you can also scroll the mouse wheel. If you want to center up on an object, you can just hit the F key and that'll frame it up. So if I select this car route over here in the hierarchy, I can then hit the F key and it'll zoom into that. All right, so with this car route selected, let's bring this up and sit it on the ground plane here. Maybe something like this. Now let's bring in our actual vehicle objects. I'll go over to the models folder that the vehicle tools created. We've got other vehicles in here, and these are for the test scene, and I'll show you that here in just a minute. But let's bring in our model first. Let's, here in the project window, let's right-click, choose Import New Asset, and over here in our exports, let's find that vehicle final and our 2 wheel finals, the L and the R. Let's do that. And import. And here we go. So you can see we've got the wheel facing the other way, and the vehicle here. All right, in the next video, we'll begin setting this up.